Right, here we go. Do you know that your spirit is not in charge? Do you know your soul is in charge of your spirit, which should be your spirit in charge of your soul? But do you realise that your spirit is not in charge? Your soul is in charge. And we need to stop that. We need to stop that because it's affecting our walks and struggles and where we get through today. Because it's affecting our ways we are. Because our soul's doing a bad job. So we need to get some scissors and we need to cut off the umbilical cord. Cut it off. Ask God to remove it. Ask God to heal it. Ask God to close that hole up. And then we need to ask God to give us a new umbilical cord to attach to the soul. So the spirit is in charge of the soul and not the soul in charge of the spirit. Jesus' mighty name. Because our spirit came into our body when we were conceived in our belly. Our spirit was conceived, as it says here. It's Psalms 139 and it's Psalms 16. Okay, chapter 139 and chapter 16. And it said, when you were wound together in the depths of the earth, your eyes saw my unfallen body. God's eyes saw your body, right? And all the days were ordained. Where were they ordained? Where were they ordained? What do you mean ordained? Ordained up in heaven? Yeah, ordained. You were blessed. My spirit was in heaven before I was made. Wow, before I were made. Like Jesus. Wow, God, good now, good now, good now. Wow, God was with us. Our spirit and out of your spirit onto us. Your spirit came out onto us, Lord. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you that I was written. It says here, when I was wounded together in the depth of the earth, your eyes saw me. Your eyes saw me. My spirit was in heaven before I was made. You saw me. It was written. I was ordained, and it was written in your book before one of them came to be. Before I came to be. My spirit was in heaven. So my spirit came down. Yeah? So my spirit should be in charge of my soul, not my soul in charge of my spirit. Because my spirit's doing a bad job with my soul's doing a bad job with my spirit. So we need to pray for that to be gone. And we need to pray for the spirit to be in charge of the soul. So then we can connect like fingers. When we can connect with God. Because God's spirit comes down and connects and talks to us while we're asleep. He talks to us in our spirit to spirit. He comes from spirit to spirit. Let the spirit flow. Let the spirit flow together. Let it connect together. Let me have a new spirit. Let my spirit be in charge of my soul. Let it be in charge of my soul. And now my spirit is in charge. Now I prayed against it. Now I prayed for it to be broken off. My soul is not good. And then we go from spirit to spirit with God. We go from spirit to spirit with God. How can you do any better than that? We go from spirit to spirit. God talks to your spirit. God connects with your spirit. And that's what our issues are, because our soul's in charge. And we need to break that, because no one's teaching us this. It says it in the Bible. You can't argue it. You can't disagree. My spirit was in heaven before I was born. I've written that beside my Bible because it says, wow, your spirit was on us like Jesus. The bits I've written to the words, they're the bits I've written. Wow, fantastic. My spirit was already in heaven before my mum and dad conceived in their pleasures, the baby egg, and they're connected, and then the spirit came down. But it didn't come out with spirit in charge, did it? It came out with a soul in charge. So we're not doing a very good job. But because we're not doing it through the spirit to spirit, we're doing it from soul to spirit, and it's a blockage. So just pray about it and see what you think. Ask God. I prayed about mine. I broke my soul, connected to my spirit, and I prayed for it to be healed, closed up, and I prayed for a new umbilical cord, for the umbilical cord from the spirit to the soul, for my spirit to be in charge, so the arrow's pointing that way to the spirit, to the soul, instead of the soul to the spirit. Can't do that. You can't have it. This is the soul. That's the spirit. The soul cannot be in charge of your spirit. You were conceived. My spirit was in heaven before I was in heaven before I was made. Just think about it. Ask God. If you're listening to this video and you're watching it or taking note and you think about it, pray about it. Ask God. See what he says. God bless.